What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one half for Dynamic Duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all?
And we are doing our first ever TNA PLE. We are doing Bound for Glory. Brother Pyro, you said that this is more or less their WrestleMania.
This is their WrestleMania.
Okay. If you notice, as we started this one, there is no intro. I am currently working on one as we speak, so there will definitely be one for our recap.
We definitely didn't think about that until
right before we recorded.
Right before we started recording.
So
My bad, y'all. We kind of dropped the ball.
Hey, at least we got beautiful intros for the other ones.
Yes.
I mean, it'll take me some time, but I'd rather we get this out to you even without an intro beforehand, because, I mean, we used to do this without intros before.
You're right.
So,
but real quick, jump into... Because we don't typically cover kickoff show, pre-show matches.
We didn't know what
Most shows we cover, or since we do cover primarily WWE and NXT,
yeah,
they don't really have that, so we don't think about it.
Not really anymore. No.
TNA Knockouts Tag Team titles are on the line. The Inspiration defend in a rematch against the Elegance brand. It'll be a decent match, you know. Elegance brand just, hey, we want our titles back.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Total rematch. Kind of vibe.
Invoking the rematch clause, but we're going to go right into the main show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you... actually...
Why don't you take it?
I will take
better.
The first match.
Yeah.
I will get us started. International title, Frankie Kazarian, Steve Mclin delivered a really good bout at Victory Road for those that didn't get to watch. Both men kind of beefing over this title for a little bit. Frankie Kazarian taking the strap off of Steve Mclin at Victory Road. Mclin is like, hey, I want to invoke my rematch clause, essentially.
There does seem to be a lot of rematches in this entire...
But that is one thing I will say I appreciate with TNA, is former champions still do get their rematch clauses. Only, unlike WWE, where it used to be, I have a rematch, to then have another rematch, to then have another rematch, to then have another rematch. Once you've used your rematch...
That's it.
You've used your rematch. You need to earn your shot again, if this is really what you want.
Yeah, definitely.
But Steve Mclin, Frankie Kazarian, what I believe will be a very strong technical bout.
Yeah.
Because both men are very, very much technical guys. Mm-hmm. Mclin can definitely be that brute when given the opportunity to showcase that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might actually help him long run against Frankie Kazarian. Going into our predictions, you and I went with Frankie Kazarian to retain his newly won title, whereas Flash and Desario went with Steve Mclin.
Yes. We only do have us four. I just want to point that out. For the predictions come this pay-per-view, Cauldron has said he wants to get a little more familiar with the product. We are still unsure if we are getting anything from Hex and Ridicos come the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, time will tell with that one.
Yes. Jumping into our next one, we have the X Division title. Leon Slater defends against Javon Evans. Now, with this one, Leon won it, I want to say...
Slammiversary.
Yeah, back at Slammiversary.
He won it back at Slammiversary.
I did see that one. He has now become the youngest X Division champion of all time, winning it off of Moose, who was hoping to become the longest reigning X Division champion at the time.
Yeah, he was. Post that Slammiversary victory, he did get the rub and the acknowledgement from a former X Division champion in his own right, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yes.
Styles is still very upset that they gave him that theme song to come out to instead of his WWE one.
I don't think
that...
I think it was more of a sassy...
It's one of those, like, I'm tired of it. I don't want it to come back. They kind of stuck it in on me. You got me, guys.
Yeah. This match came about because Leon kind of gave an open challenge and Javon answered it.
It was, Victory Road. Santino announced, actually.
That it was...
Hey, your next opponent will be NXT's Javon Evans. He announced it at Victory Road after having successfully defended the title.
Mm-hmm. Looking at this, we are 50-50. obviously you and Desario choosing Leon to continue his reign. Me and Flash going.
I love the young OG. These guys are pretty much mirrors of each other.
Yeah. One
in a
is the answer
sense,
to the other.
In a sense, and I love this for both of them because this match is about to be
bouncy.
Insane. It is going to radiate crackhead energy. You're gonna take two squirrels. You're gonna put them in the middle of the ring. You're gonna inject them with speed, and you're just gonna let them do their thing. Oh, we
Coffee.
Exactly.
Reminds me of the chipmunk from Hoodwink.
Yup. I love Desario because Because Desario did go with Leon Slater.
Yeah.
And I love how he started with his predictions, giving this being the first prediction. X Division title match, Slater versus Evans. If this match alone doesn't get you excited about it, nothing will. Sure to be match of the night, showcasing the X Division, what the X Division is all about.
Yes.
I'm staying true to TNA going Slater, but I wouldn't be surprised if Evans wins. This is going to be a coin flip between the future of the business, and honestly...
You agree with him 100%.
I do. I told you before we recorded when I was giving you my prediction, I'm going to tag team with Desario right now. Like, it really could be 50-50. It could go either way, and there isn't going to be a bad call, no matter how you put it.
I think that's why it's beautiful. We're 50-50.
But given the fact that the TNA team just won the showdown this past Tuesday on NXT, I think you continue to swing momentum in the TNA brand's favor, and you let Slater, being this young guy.
I feel as though if you were to stick it on Javon, that wouldn't be a bad answer. No. But then what you have to do in order for that is our other two matches tonight that have TNA titles from NXT, you take them off of them.
Oh, absolutely. And absolutely.
We'll get into that as we talk a bit more, but take us into our next match.
Next match, Tessa Blanchard, Gia Miller. This comes back from something this summer. Blanchard attacks Gia Miller post a match with Indi. They continue to go back and forth a bit. Tessa Blanchard did find herself suspended. Gia Miller, upon coming back from recovery of said attack, stated, "Hey, I want her suspension lifted. I want her in the ring.
Give me her.
Give me Tessa." And after a little bit, we got the match made official for tonight at Bound for Glory.
I'm excited for it.
Now we're gonna go ahead and let you take into the
predictions. So.
Oh, yep, you're right. We're going 50-50 yet again. It's gonna be like this a lot for a little bit, ain't it?
Yeah. Probably.
You and Desario went Gia Miller. I and Flash went Tessa Blanchard. I know why I went Tessa. She's, just since coming back, she's been a thorn in Gia Miller's side, first and foremost. Second, she is a former Knockouts champion. She is a former world champion for TNA. She has accomplished a lot, and I think if you're going to start looking for ways within your company to continue to build, you're going to want to continue Tessa's credibility within the company.
I'm going to piggyback off of Desario. Why don't you give us Desario's reasoning first?
All right. Why is Tessa still on my screen? Why? I mean, you're not entirely wrong. She is the woman equivalent to Lars Sullivan, taking Miller out of pure spite.
I wholeheartedly agree, especially with all the controversy that
she has a lot of controversy behind her. But I'm gonna say this, Desario, I love you, but she has a lot more talent than Lars Sullivan ever did. Considering her dad, Tully Blanchard, is a legend and has actually had a hand in training her, at least we know she was trained right for the stuff in ring. Her character in the locker room is a whole nother thing.
When you think about it, Lars has famous parents too, right? Lita's his mom. I had to put it out there. I had to do it.
No!
It was too perfect.
Oh my god!
You completely set yourself up for that one. You did.
You're gonna have to continue the rest of the show on your own. I'm out.
You can't leave.
I can and I will, and you know it.
Alright, jumping into our next match, we have Hardcore War. The system, which consists of Moose Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, JDC, and Alicia Edwards, takes on Order 4, which is Mustafa Ali, John Schuyler, Jason Hotch, Special Agent O, and Tasha Steeles. This more or less has kind of been their back and forth for a while. They're just here to see which is the top faction of TNA. Now, looking at our predictions, almost all of us went the system, aside from Desario going Order 4. His reasoning for that, good sir, please.
He says, it should be hella fun going Order 4. Ali is doing some of his best work right now, and he really is. Like, this is probably the best version of Ali that we have ever gotten. Order 4 is everything Retribution should have been during the pandemic.
I agree.
With Ali as the leader, yes. With Ali as the leader, he's showing he can lead a faction in a dominant way. We're seeing it with Order 4. I'm enjoying the work, but the system has proven time and time again why they are those dudes, why they are the top team, one of the top teams in TNA, and I don't think tonight is going to show anything different.
I agree with that. You know, looking at this, instantly the way my head went and clocked was, you have Moose. You have the big dude. So that's going to be the biggest factor. But I also have to say, why is it that when I looked at the word the system, and it's not shock the system that came to my brain, why the hell did I think of Brian Cage? Why in the hell did I think of Brian Cage?
I don't know.
You know what? The damn crocodile got in my head. That's why. Alright, next up.
20-person call your shot gauntlet. Now, the way this works is unlike most gauntlets where it's, 2 people starting and then I eliminate somebody by pinfall and then the next person comes out. No. 2 people are going to start. It's going to come out regularly timed intervals, much like WWE's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And you're going to go over the top rope for eliminations.
Could you do it via pinfall or submission too? No. Okay.
No. Over the top rope eliminations occur until you get to the last 2. Once it comes down to the last 2, it turns into a one-on-one match. First pinfall, submission, disqualification, or count out. Normal one-on-one rules.
Yes.
Match applies now. Count out
is your winner.
Is your winner. They have a shot to go after any title they so choose within the company.
And this is an intergender match.
This very much has been intergender in the last few years. We saw, I want to say last year, it was Jordan Grace.
Oh, yeah,
last year or the year before, Jordan Grace had had won this exact match, called her shot at the Knockouts title.
Mm-hmm. I know, I believe I was reading Desario picked Isaiah Brookside for this one.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know much about the people that could be in this, so I'm not giving them
pretty much anybody that's not already in a match. You have the pick of the roster because you don't know who's going to show up. We've had Matt Cardona show up and almost immediately after his release from WWE one year. We've had Bully who, we thought was retired. Dreamers come out of retirement to this match. We've gotten a lot of legends. We've gotten a lot of...
Who do you see coming in this match? Or winning it?
It really can be just about anybody.
I'm not going to give a prediction myself because, again, I don't
You're not as familiar with the product. That's fine. But, guys that could be in this that I think have a chance. Matt Cardona is a member of the roster. If the rumors are true that, certain people have been released from their contract, given the working partnership. Maybe we could see, a little bit of a Rascals reunion. They've already, teased it like, hey, there's always room in the treehouse. The Rascals with Wesley. Maybe that could be a thing. I doubt it, but
it could be.
We could see some guys from, NXT pop up. We haven't seen Obafemi in a while. He could easily pop up in this match.
Could we see Joe Hendry?
We very much a real possibility. So to say I have a favorite or a pick for this match,
there is nothing.
There really isn't one. I think Desardo is the only one that has been able to give a name confidently.
Okay. Because of what the next match is, I'm going to let you take it full speed.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. A nod to greatness. Desario got to witness this. A nod to my childhood. The Hardys versus the Dudleys, or Team 3D in one final match. After their final negotiation, this went from a normal tag match to one final table. We have a tables match for the NXT tag and TNA tag team titles. Man, is this going to be amazing. This is going to hit all of the nostalgia feels for everybody involved. I love how they have gone 100% about every aspect in the build to this. Matt and Jeff, Bully Ray confronting Matt and Jeff after their victory at Slammiversary. Matt and Jeff agreeing to this. Them having those, final talks. I loved that whole segment with the final contract signing, final contract negotiation. Them asking Jeff how the hell he's still alive. Them making the very subtle Edge and Christian references. But them talking about how they've been around the world competing against each other, with each other for decade upon decade. Really letting us in on how much respect they have for each other.
It really shows how a generation is coming to an end.
It really is. You can't talk tag wrestling without bringing these two up. Without bringing these two teams up, because they really helped change what the landscape of what tag team wrestling was. Yeah, you had, your tag finishers and, your double team moves. But overall, tag team wrestling for a while was pretty much copy-paste in match
Or I'm
style.
going to do my own finisher and you're going to do your own
Copy-paste in match styles. And then you introduce the Hardys, Team Extreme, and they didn't get that for no reason. Look at some of the stuff they were doing. The Dudleys, thanks to ECW, think about what they've done. Edge and Christian, TLC doesn't happen without those three teams.
Yeah, definitely.
So, to be able to say I went from this bland style of tag team wrestling to now we have...
Now I see in color.
Pretty much. Now I have, tag ladder matches, tag table matches, TLC, which we just had at SummerSlam. We have, it helped lead to tag team steel cage matches, tag team Hell in a Cell matches.
We had tag team elimination matches.
We had a tag team elimination chamber.
Yep.
We don't get to any of that without Matt, Jeff, Bubba, Devon, Edge, Christian. And I'm going to die on that hill. Anybody that wants to argue with me, whether you're an old head, a new head, whatever generation you stem from in pro wrestling, if you want to come at me for dying on this hill, please do. You know where to find, where to contact me. This match is going to be great. This match is going to make me emotional.
Oh, we know.
Because I know, again, it is another indication of my childhood coming to an end. We're already losing Cena. We're losing Styles soon. This is going to be the next one. I love the interview that I showed you.
I would say not only are we losing them, but it's also been confirmed within the next 5 years we're losing one of WWE's champions. Seth Rollins has said he will not wrestle much longer. We have maybe 5 years left with him.
But, my thing is, I love an interview that they just did, though. Jericho telling Devon, like, this is kind of like the mob for you.
Yeah.
The mafia. Every time you think you're done, they find a way to pull you in. And Devon has come to the conclusion he's just going to stop answering the phone when it comes to Bubba. Because it's, hey, do you think you can go? Dude, I'm done. And then his pride gets in the way. And he's like, all right, yeah, I can still do this. I can still do this. That final negotiation ending with the contract being ripped up. And we don't need a contract. A handshake. Again, great sign of respect. This match will feed...
generations.
Will feed your soul.
Will feed your soul, but it'll also feed generations. Because think about it. You said it. You don't think of tag team without thinking of these members, plus another 2 that are in a different company, unfortunately.
Oh, I name dropped them and I'll do it again.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, like, in general. You don't think... How did the Usos get here without these 2?
Oh, the Usos don't...
these 4.
The Usos don't have the path laid for them if it's not for who they are as heritage-wise. Because if they aren't, related to some of the greats of the past, we don't get there. They don't come here, but they don't get to...
Tag team type.
They don't get to compete in the styles that they do without the path that these 4 men help pave. You don't get the New Day.
Yep, that was going to be another one I was going to point
without paving the way, or without the path that
they were paved.
Like, they helped change the style of tag wrestling, which you can see has been an influence on tag teams today.
I mean, even so, another tag team that was kind of left off the list that are retired at the moment, well, semi-retired, New Age Outlaws. They kind of sprinkled the little bit of dust in the tag team division, and these guys broke it open. They found the dynamite.
They gave... The New Age Outlaws were definitely the characters that we needed.
Yes.
But again, to pave the way in terms of how are we going to diversify...
That's why I said they found that little bit of dust, and they made the dynamite.
And they just
blew it up.
Like, again, tag team wrestling, collectively, you can talk about how every team has had its influence on it.
Oh, yeah.
And for that, I will forever be grateful for how the Hardys and the Dudleys have influenced the world of pro wrestling and tag team wrestling.
Predictions, please?
Going into our predictions, it's just unanimous. We have the Hardys going over one last table. I mean, with them just winning the Hog, the NXT, and the TNA tag titles.
They have 4 championships.
What's the 4th one?
They just won it.
But with them just winning 3 of the now 4 titles that they own, I'm not going to see them taking the L here. Devon still is adamant about wanting to be done. Bubba isn't as active as he once was. This one is really just a let's feed the souls and show them what we helped create.
I'm not seeing... I know they just won the titles.
That's fine.
It's another indie promotion.
All right, that's fine. Let's take them into the next match here.
Next match. Lord, I did this to myself, and I really don't care. TNA Knockouts Championship. Kelani Jordan, you don't go here. I hate Lani.
I know you do.
I hate Lani.
I know you do.
Kelani Jordan takes on Indi Hartwell. Taking us back to Victory Road, Ash by Elegance, after having just won the title at Slammiversary, comes back and announces at Victory Road that she is no longer able to compete and has now retired from in-ring competition. They then held a match against Kelani Jordan and the woman formerly known as Xia Li. I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
I can't either, but let's talk about it. Like, it really did start off as a battle royal.
Yeah.
To then move into, like, with Indi being special guest referee.
Yes.
Who did win her shot at the title previously.
Well, before, yeah. Circling back to this, we now have Kelani Jordan taking on Indi Hartwell. All of us are going Indi. As I stated before when we were talking X Division, if you put the title on Javon, you take it off of anybody else that holds.
Honestly, Kelani shouldn't be holding the TNA World title anyway.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Indi should be right now either, but
She did win the chance. Though.
She won her opportunity, yes. But if we're taking it off of a WWE talent, why are we putting it on a former WWE talent right away? It hasn't been that long since she got released from WWE.
No, it has not. If
we're going to give this back to TNA, it should be to a TNA grown talent.
I agree with that. However, again, as stated, Indi won the chance to have this.
So I'm really hoping she brings it to TNA and she shows me that she can be better in TNA than what she was in NXT, because she needs the opportunity to really show that she can be that chick.
She really does. All right. Do you want to take us into the main event?
Main event, Trick Williams defends against Mike Santana. Now, this has been going back and forth since Trick earlier this year beat Joe Hendry for that TNA title. Mike Santana has been involved in a couple triple threat matches here and there for that title involving Joe Hendry. We've seen him. He's been adamant about wanting to bring the title back home to where it belongs in TNA. And after a series of wins, one of those wins included a tag team match in which he pinned Trick Williams to win that match. Santino, I felt like his hand was forced into, hey, I can't make an argument against why you shouldn't be number one contender, so you have your shot at Bound for Glory. Mm-hmm. This match is going to be great. It's going to be a lot of emotion. I think there is more than just the title on the line for right now.
Definitely.
Trick, it's definitely, I'm trying to feed my own ego. I'm trying to voice myself. Like, I really don't care about anything else.
He's just trying to be a different version of Carmelo Hayes.
And you know what? Javon called him out on that earlier this year as well. Mm-hmm. You ain't Trick Williams, you're Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Everything Carmelo Hayes did a year ago, you're doing now. Sir, get your issue. Mike Santana, definitely, it's about company pride. It's about personal pride, respect, and that goal. I need to show why I am him. Like, for the longest time, when you heard the name Mike Santana, you thought Santana and Ortiz, formerly known as LAX, you thought tag team wrestling. I think Mike Santana has done such a great job rebuilding and rebranding himself.
I remember Santana and Ortiz. That's where I remember him from.
Rebuilding himself as this solo guy, and how do you dot that exclamation point at the end of this rebuild? You put the title on him and truly cement it. Mm-hmm. It's his time. The crowd is behind him. From what I've read, backstage, the guys backstage are behind him. Trick Williams needs to drop that title, and the only person fit to take it off of him right now is Mike Santana. You bring that title home. So going into our predictions.
Yes.
Flash can go screw himself.
You know why Flash picked Trick.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. He picked Trick to win. Everybody else went Mike Santana. Flash, I love you. It ain't Trick's time in the sun no more. We are all firmly behind Santana, and I swear to God, if you drop the ball and don't let Santana keep this title, I'm gonna be upset.
Desario's reasoning, please.
This has been Santana. This has to be Santana's moment. Trick has held on to the belt too long. The fans are 100% behind Santana. A great way to usher in the improved TNA promotion. And again, TNA would be even better. Would be even bigger. And I was just having this conversation on live yesterday with a buddy. Because you were part of that. Mm-hmm. TNA could easily be the number 2 promotion in the world behind WWE. if they had a better TV deal.
Yep.
And you know what? How else do you make that happen? You give Santana that title because fans around the world know him. They love him. They appreciate him. We stand with Santana. In Santana, we trust. Let's go.
I loved everything about that, and that's why I had you take this. Alrighty. With that being said, that does conclude our first ever TNA podcast, Bound for Glory. We hope you guys enjoy the show as much as Brother Pyro definitely is going to.
It's your introduction to TNA. I'm so happy.
Try not to have as many tears on your lap as Brother Pyro will. And with that, we are out.
I'll just use your kids to wipe them.
Laters.